Does it ever feel like the best Pokemon in the game are just literally locked behind a paywall? Sometimes you're very hyped to find a legendary Pokemon, only to see those dreaded words DLC required in front of you. Well, what if I told you there are over 40 legendary and mythical Pokemon you can catch on your Switch today using only the base games? No expansion passes, no extra purchases. In this video, I'm going to take you through every single one. From legendary trios, to box art legends, to the literal god of Pokemon itself. This is your ultimate guide to catching legendary Pokemon without DLC. We're going to break this down by game, giving you a clear roadmap through every region. We're going to be going through Kanto, Galar, Sinnoh, Hisui, and Paldea. The rules here are simple. We're only talking about Pokemon that you can obtain or capture in the base game. No DLC, no limited time event distributions, and absolutely no transferring in from Pokemon Home. This guide is for players who have a Switch, a base game, and want to know what legends they can get right now, today. So if you're ready to start your ultimate legendary hunt, let's get into it, and we're going to be starting off where it all started off. Back in Kanto, in the Let's Go games, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. In these remakes, which are some of my favorites to be honest, even though they don't have core series mechanics, there are 4 legendaries waiting to be found. And unlike most of the encounters in this game, you actually have to battle these legendaries before you get a chance to catch them, which makes them a little bit more epic than the average encounter in Pokemon Let's Go. And we're starting off with the legendary birds, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. These 3 birds are hidden across the Kanto region, and you can get them before you even reach the Elite Four. First one you can get is Zapdos, level 50 electric flying type. If you use the sea skim technique on that body of water next to the rock tunnel entrance, you can go down towards the power plant. You make your way through the power plant, deal with the electric Pokemon in there, and solve a very simple maze. At the end of it, you will find Zapdos. Battle it, catch it, it is yours. Next up is Moltres, the one you're probably most likely to find if you're not exploring, because it's found in Victory Road, the last challenge before you hit the Elite Four. You have to do some block puzzles in Victory Road, but when you do them, you unlock a path to Moltres, which is at level 50 and a fire flying type. If you have a Charizard on your team, technically Moltres is stronger, but if you've grown attached, I won't judge you if you leave Moltres in the box. I did. And the final one of that trio is Articuno, level 50, ice flying, and the easiest one to miss if you're not looking. To get Articuno, you have to go through the Seafoam Islands, which technically you don't need to explore in the game at all if you don't want to, and then you have to again do a series of Machamp block pushing puzzles to slow down the currents in the water. Once the water is slow enough for you to sea skim on, you can actually reach Articuno, ice flying, pretty good addition to your team. But now we come to the true prize of Kanto, the one everyone's hyped about, the legendary of legendary Pokemon, Mewtwo. Once you've beaten the Elite Four, you go back to Cerulean City and you've unlocked Cerulean Cave. Inside you'll find wildly strong Pokemon, and deep in the cave you will find Mewtwo. It's at level 70 and you have to battle it before you catch it, so come prepared, but if you manage to defeat it, you have a chance to catch one of the strongest Pokemon ever created. If you still have your Master Ball, use it. If you don't have it, well, you should have waited. Next up we come to Galar and Pokemon Sword and Shield, and there are another 4 legendary Pokemon waiting to be caught. The first one you'll be able to catch is Eternatus, caught at the climax of the game. As you make your way through the gym challenge, you sort of see something going on with wishing stars, and right before you're about to have your champion match with Leon, Chairman Rose unleashes the Darkest Day, releasing Eternatus. You and Hop head to Hammerlock at the energy plant and battle Eternatus, and once you defeat it, it transforms into its Eternamax form, triggering a raid battle with the next 2 legendaries, Zacian and Zamazenta, the box art Pokemon of Pokemon Sword and Shield respectively, come to join you in this epic raid battle. Once you defeat Eternamax Eternatus, you can catch it with any Pokeball you'd like. Its catch rate is 100%, so just pick the one you want best. And speaking of Zacian and Zamazenta, well, they're the focus of the post-game, which is unusual for a Pokemon story that the box arts are a post-game thing, but you know, we go with it. After becoming champion, you head back to the Slumbering Weald and you meet these 2 brothers, Swordward and Shieldbert. They are probably the 2 characters in Pokemon with the dumbest hair, and that is saying a lot. At that point, you'll have to travel across Galar, defeating Dynamax Pokemon in all the Pokemon gyms that these 2 brothers have set up for you, and finally you'll meet them back at Hammerlock Stadium again in, trying to force the legendary dogs to go wild. In the end, the legendary dog from your game shows up as well and invites you to capture it, meaning that you are able to catch it in the post-game. It's at level 70 when you fight it, and if you still have it, that Master Ball you got from Professor Magnolia might be a good idea because, unlike Eternatus, Zacian and Zamazenta do not have 100% catch rates. And our last stop for Gala is in the Pokemon Battle Tower in Winden. Once you become champion, you can go there and see a Macrocosmos employee standing on the left of the building. If you speak to her, she will give you a type Null, which then evolves by a high friendship into a Silvally. She'll also give you a full set of memory items, which can be used to change Silvally's type using its RKS system. It makes it an incredibly versatile Pokemon, and given that it was based off of actual Arceus, it kinda makes sense that it's that versatile. But those are Gala's legendary Pokemon found in the base game. Next up, we're moving to Sinnoh in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, which I know are not the franchise's fans' favorite games, they're not mine either, but they do have a lot of legendary Pokemon for us. So let's get into that. So as part of the main story, as you know, you have to take on the box art legend of the game, Dialga or Palkia. Once you've done that, you can actually catch them at Spear Pillar, and then on the opposite game you can catch the other one. However, that's not all. Once you've cleared that, you can go to the lakes to catch the Lake Trio. Azelf at Lake Valor, Uxie at Lake Acuity, and Mesprit at Lake Verity. However, when you encounter Mesprit, it will become a roaming legendary, which is very, very annoying, but the other two at least are easy. Mesprit will be a little bit annoying, but you can get it. But it doesn't stop there for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, because a lot of the legendaries are found in the post-game. Once you become champion, you can find Heatran in Stark Mountain, Cresselia found at Full Moon Island, Giratina in the Turnback Cave, and Regigigas in the Snowpoint Temple. However, to awaken Regigigas in Snowpoint Temple, you need the other three Regis, Regice, Regirock, and Registeel. So where are you supposed to get them? Well, the answer to that lies in the best place to get legendaries in the entire post-game, Romana's Park. It's a new post-game facility designed specifically to give you rare Pokemon. When you are there, you can trade mysterious shards for items called slates. Each of these slates unlocks a specific legendary Pokemon. So the more slates you get, the more legendary Pokemon you unlock. Each of the games has version-exclusive legendary Pokemon, but there are also Pokemon that are shared across the two games. So let's start there. So in both these games, you can get Regirock, Regice, Registeel, Latios, Latios, Rayquaza, and Mewtwo. 7 Pokemon available across both games. Then if you have Brilliant Diamond, you can get the Johto Beasts and Ho-Oh, so Entei, Raikou, Suicune, and Ho-Oh. And if you have Shining Pearl, you can get Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, and Lugia. So if you look at it, in just Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, altogether you can catch 24 different legendary Pokemon, which is kind of ridiculous. If you're enjoying this guide, consider hitting that sub button so that you don't miss more how-to guides and lore videos about Pokemon, because it seems by now that you guys enjoy that. And now, back to Sinnoh, except this time it wasn't called Sinnoh, because about 150 years ago, that region was called Hisui. This game is all about exploration and research into Pokemon, and it features one of the best rosters of legendary Pokemon we've gotten so far. Similar to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, you can get Dialga and Palkia, except in this game you get them both. You can also catch the Lake Trio, Uxie, Azelf, and Mesprit, as well as Heatran, Cresselia, and Regigigas, as you did in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. The obtainment methods are a little bit different since they come through requests, and instead of needing Regice, Regirock, and Registeel to open up Regigigas' chamber, you instead just need the steel, ice, and rock plates to unlock the chamber instead. After you complete the post-game story against Volo, you can catch Giratina in its origin form at Turnback Cave. But that's not all, because there are also several other legendaries and mythicals that you can get. In request number 66, you can catch Fiona and Manaphy. In the other requests, you can catch the 3 genies, Tornadus, Landorus, and Thunderous, in their respective weather conditions while the weather is harsh. If you catch all 3 of them, you unlock another quest to catch the 4th member of this quartet, Enamorus, which was a previously unknown Pokemon before Legends Arceus. And that was leaving out the best legendary Pokemon you can get in Legends Arceus. I mean, it's kind of in the name, right? Arceus! Once you get the entire Pokedex filled and your research task is done, except for certain mythicals, you get to unlock a battle with Arceus. Your Pokeflute transforms into the Azure Flute. If you go back to Spear Pillar, you get a chance to fight Arceus. If you win, Arceus gives you a piece of itself. You can catch an Arceus to take along with you. Not only does Sinnoh have an incredibly wide roster of legendary Pokemon, but Ancient Sinnoh, aka Hisui, as a pretty impressive one as well. And now we move on to the final games that we've gotten so far, the latest games in the series, Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. And here, the base game offers you 6 legendary Pokemon. Number 1 is your partner ride Pokemon, aka Koraidon or Miraidon, depending on the version. This Pokemon partner of yours levels up throughout the game as you do the Titan story, and once you complete the Way Home story against the AI Professor Turo or Sada, you unlock the ability to have that Koraidon or Miraidon unlock its battle form and battle alongside you. Not only that though, once you complete the game and you come back to Area 0, you have the option to catch another one of these, giving you 2 of the same species of Pokemon but with different Terra types, your partner being Dragon and the other one being either Fighting or Electric depending on which version you're playing. It also gives you a second legend so that you can trade it for the other version that you are missing, in case you are missing a Miraidon or Koraidon. But that's not all Paldea has to offer, because if you're exploring, you might come across a doorway that looks kind of suspicious. In fact, you'll come across 4 of them. One in the southeast, one in the southwest, one near Casaroya Lake, and one in the northeast. If you're exploring the southeast, you'll see purple stakes like this. If you pull out all 8 stakes and then visit that door, you will find inside Wo-Chien, the Grass Dark Treasure of Ruin. In the southwestern area, you will find 8 yellow stakes like this hidden across the map. You pull out all 8 and you unlock the Ice Dark Chien Pao. Near Casaroya Lake, you will find green stakes. Pull out all 8 of those and you unlock Ting Lu, the Ground Dark Pokemon. And near the northeast, if you find the blue stakes and pull them out, you unlock the Fire Dark Chiyu. Yes, I know they are all dark and then their respective elemental type, but I wanted to give them something that makes them a little bit different, you know, so I led with the other typing. Sumi. Now we've covered every legendary Pokemon you can get in the base game, but not quite, because in fact there's another bonus you can get without buying anything extra. There are 4 more mythical Pokemon you can get without buying DLC. How? Well, it's through a little bonus that Nintendo decided to add for us. The bonus Pokemon don't come through DLC, they come through save data. So if you have save data from other games on your Switch, it unlocks quests or NPCs for you that allow you to obtain mythical Pokemon. Starting off with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, in Floroma Town, there are 2 NPCs in the Flower Meadow as you walk into the left of Floroma Town. One of these NPCs will check if you have save data from Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee. If you do, she gives you a level 1 Mew. The other one checks if you have save data from Pokemon Sword and Shield. If you do, get a level 1 Jirachi. It's a great way to get mythical Pokemon, because it actually rewards Pokemon fans not for paying extra to buy added content, but just for playing the games to begin with. You've been a fan of Pokemon over the years and you've played the different games, you get an extra bonus just for the fact that you've been playing the games. And it doesn't end there, because in Legends Arceus, there are 2 more mythical Pokemon you can get by having Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl save data or Sword and Shield save data. If you have data from Pokemon Sword and Shield, you can unlock a Shaman quest to catch a landform Shaman. If you have save data from Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl, you can unlock an event to get a Darkrai. Now these are not limited time mythical distributions, they are distributions that are baked into the game code themselves that check for save data from other games, so you don't have to pay anything extra once you own the games. And just like that, that's over 40 unique legendary and mythical Pokemon that you can get just by playing the base games. No DLC, no added purchases, just the base games themselves, and it includes some of the most powerful Pokemon ever released. Now I want to hear what you guys think. What is your favorite legendary Pokemon? Can be one on this list or one that's not on this list. Let me know down below in the comments. And if you are enjoying this content, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss the next Pokemon video.